I always like charting out undiscovered country and checking out especially smaller thrift stores because I find that the prices are often sometimes better and there's often less competition. But since I was coming through Durango, I just decided that I'd go ahead and hit the Goodwill here, see if I couldn't get a few sales under my belt. I'm going to share with you some of the things I find. I'll give you an idea what I pay for them and also let you know what I might be able to sell them for. So follow along and see what I can't come up with. All right, so not too fruitful today with getting up here at the Durango Goodwill. Got here about an hour late, which I'm never quite that late. I had a lot of things to tend to before I start my drive up north to Alamosa, and just didn't get up here early enough, and the store's kind of picked over, it looks like. So I'm gonna spend another 5 minutes and then probably hit the road and cut my losses. Unfortunately, struck out inside of the Durango Goodwill, but I did get up here late. I did see some clothing resellers walking around with some good stuff. I just kind of missed the boat, but that's all right. I want to save some time for the rest of the day to hit some undiscovered country and some new stores that are much smaller. So keep following along. Hopefully I have some better luck down the road. So I have time hopped about an hour north of Durango, and I am now in the town of Pagosa Springs. I'm sitting outside of a new store I've never been into. It's called Upscale Resale, but it is a consignment store, and consignment stores can be pretty expensive sometimes. However, this is a affluent mountain community, kind of like Durango, so who knows what I might find. There's another store down the road that specializes in sports equipment. I might even go down there and check it out. And then there's also several other stores down south from where I'm at, and I'm gonna also try to squeeze at least one of those in. So keep following along. Hopefully I'll come into something good. I'm hoping to get a purchase under my feet because I didn't get anything in Durango this morning, but nonetheless it's fun to hit new stores and hit some of them uncharted waters or uncharted territories when it comes to the reselling game. And I'm always trying to find new places to source goods. So this is one that's in reasonable distance from my house. Let's see what we can come up with. That was a short-lived experience. Unfortunately, I checked about 15-20 price tags between some men's pants, jackets, and clothes that were just kind of random different things, and they were way overpriced. Looking down the street, I'm really hoping that this Methodist thrift store here in Pagosa is as good as the Methodist thrift store in Durango, because I really like the one in Durango. It is smaller, but it has some really great deals, and it's really cheap on clothing. And so, see what we can come up with. As always, gonna hope for the best. Found this vintage Patagonia men's jacket, but a little too pricey for me. Well, unfortunately, no luck inside of the Pagosa Springs thrift store, the Methodist thrift store here. It just was extremely priced up, and a lot of the clothing they had was really dirty, and I comped out a few items, but they just weren't worth the investment. So a little bit disappointed, but nothing lost. Anytime I can get out and start searching or scouting new territory is still to me a victory. It lets me know what the market's like beyond my home, and I have been doing a lot of traveling far away from home to do thrifting, but that cuts into your profit margins, and you got to be really careful when you do that. Nonetheless, I still love to travel, and it's very nice when you can incorporate a little bit of work or the fun part of your work into your travels, and thrifting and reselling allows that. And so I'm gonna head down the street here. There is a Humane Society thrift store here in Pagosa. If it's anything like the Durango one, it's probably gonna be extremely pricey, but I'd at least like to buy one item here in Pagosa to say I did before I have to head over the mountain and continue my journey up to Alamosa, Colorado. Now there are several other thrift stores on my way up to where I'll be staying tonight, so I'll go ahead and bring you along and show you what I come up with there. All of this again is uncharted territory for me, but it's kind of fun hitting new stores, and sometimes, as I said earlier, the smaller stores have better deals, and that's not the case here, but this is a very wealthy community, and that might be why the prices aren't that great. So I'm gonna go check out the next place. I'll show you what I come up with. Here we are. Hopefully there's no strikeout at this establishment. Hopefully we find some better deals. I'm gonna check out their budget rack and see if there's anything worthy of grabbing. Scully's a great Western shirt brand, but I'm not real crazy about these band collars. They're just not real popular right now, so I'm gonna end up skipping on them. A bit big in the waist, but they do look pretty clean. Nice light wash, got that thick stitch, and the price is on point, so I will grab that. This is a cool old vintage bowler hat. It's got the neoprene bill. Looks to be in decent condition. It's only $2, and I've sold a bunch of vintage bowler, so I'm gonna scoop it up. So no huge finds there, but I did pick up the BKE Tyler jeans. They were only like $5 and some change. Those are always a solid seller. I can usually push those for right around 28 to 35 bucks sometimes. They're a bigger size, so they might take a little while to sell, but that is a great brand and a great model. I'm gonna go ahead and head over the mountain now. I'm gonna continue thrifting, probably in Monte Vista, Colorado, as well as Alamosa and some smaller stores. Now in Del Norte, Colorado. I did look up a thrift store in this town online, and I'm sitting outside of Gently Loved thrift store as we speak. I'm gonna just race in here really quickly. I know the next town to come, Monte Vista, has I think a couple thrift stores, so I'm interested in stopping there and checking them out. And Alamosa also has several, so I don't want to spend too much time here, but it kind of caught my eye as I passed by, and I decided to pull in after all. So see what I can come up with. We like Gently Loved. Found these double knee Carhartts, and I think if I'm looking at the prices right, they're $6. They're stained up, but they will still sell, and they're in a good size. On these Viore performance golf pants, and I think they're only $6. I found this Patagonia base layer merino wool t-shirt. It's a pretty good deal. They're running a special today, so I'm gonna scoop this. This is an Outdoor Research down puffer men's jacket, but it's stained up, but it's only about $12, and not sure I can get it clean. All right, I came across this vintage Wrangler pearl snap. It's too bad it's short sleeve, and I think it's like $12. If it was long sleeve, I'd grab it in a heartbeat. But very cool. One of those things I love to resell is old pearl snap brush poppers, and the ones with graphics are just cool to look at. It's a great brand, but they do have it priced at $50, which I don't blame them. Super premium outdoor brand from Iceland, I think, Greenland, something like that. All right, I'm gonna scoop up this LL Bean deep pile Sherpa vest. LL Bean outerwear is always my money. These Twisted X women's driving mocks, and they resell pretty good. I've had good success with Twisted X, Chuka boots and mocks, and they are $20, but I definitely think I can make some money off these. So I'm gonna scoop. The store is just incredibly huge. I'm not sure if it was like an old post office or police station. It just keeps going and going. I'm impressed. Must be the outdoor section. This is just a huge building. Very impressed with this thrift store. You could spend a day here. Because I sell so much Carhartt, I just had to share this jacket with you, and I'm not gonna buy it, but it's a beautiful chore coat, and we just don't see them this clean that often. And then there's also this, this which has a cool embroidery on it, and I just love Carhartt. It's my business partner. Super glad I made that stop. This thrift store was legit. Some of their prices were very competitive. A few things were a little bit high, but they had some really good deals. And the special they were running today, I found 3 really great pairs of pants for like $5 a piece. Got me the LL Bean Sherpa vest, which I had to pay up for, and also the Twisted X mocks I paid up for. But all of those things I know I can sell and have sold in the past. So super stoked after a slow start to be getting into some goods. I'm gonna race down to Monte Vista, Colorado, which is the next town down, and hopefully get into a few other good things there. Super stoked about that last stop. I'm so glad I pulled in at the last minute. I was about to pass it up, but nonetheless, the lady was super helpful. She was more than willing to make some deals. She did give me a great deal on the double knee pants, the Viore pants, and then the other pants that were cinch pants, I believe. I don't know if I showed those, but nonetheless, $5 a piece. I also got the deep pile LL Bean vest. Those sell for about $35 to $40. Paid up for it, it was $12. And I also paid $20 for the Twisted X mocks, but I think I can get 50, maybe $60. They're very clean. They got that Aztec Southwest design. So I'm glad to have a good stop after having 3 or 4 really slow stops this morning. That's just picking. You always got to stay positive. Things can turn around like a roller coaster for you when you do this. So I am gonna now race down about 14 miles to the next neighboring town of Monte Vista. And I believe there is a couple stops there. I need to try to be urgent and hurry. I spent a little bit too much time at that last store, but it was just overwhelmingly cool and packed with a lot of great stuff. And I can get lost in stores like that, especially when they're uncharted territory. So if you've made it this far, do me a favor, hit that like button. Lets me know I'm doing a good job and you're still kind of interested in the things I'm showing you and doing. And I will come back with a little more footage at the next stop. I'm in Monte Vista, Colorado, and I'm gonna race inside the Nazarene thrift store right off their main strip or main drag. Hopefully I'll find something here. I did set a timer to keep myself from staying too long, as there is one more thrift store in this town I might want to hit, and then there's several in Alamosa. And a lot of these smaller thrift stores tend to close at about 5 o'clock. And it is 3 o'clock almost right now, so I gotta be, like I said, urgent, but I'll share with you what I find. All right, so I've been digging through this store pretty heavily. Prices aren't terrible. I'm just not seeing anything that I wanna really invest my money in, unfortunately. So I'm gonna try to make it quick here. So that was a tremendously large store, but I went ahead and cut my losses pretty quick and got out of there because I just couldn't find anything that seemed worth the investment. And I'm running out of daylight. So I'm gonna race down here and try to hit this thrift store that I think is around the corner. But I also need to give myself a little nourishment. I haven't ate much all day, and I need to get to the next neighboring town and hit a few thrift stores there, as I said earlier. So hopefully I'll have a little more luck at the next stop. This is the fun part of the job, and sometimes it's not always easy, as I always say. So right outside of the Rainbow's Inn community thrift store in Monte Vista, let's see if I can muster up some deals. Burn down this row real fast. My losses inside that store. That was a huge store, but a lot of the clothing was overpriced and it wasn't really in great condition, and a lot of the brands were not that good. They had cinch Western dress shirts for $20 that were faded and beat up, and I can find really good quality ones back home for like $8.99. So sometimes these smaller thrift stores see big time brands and they just price the heck out of them, not realizing that they're pricing them beyond what they would sell for online used. So that's all right. I don't get to make the decisions of how other people run their businesses, but I do get to make the decision to leave, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do right now. The Rainbow Thrift in Alamosa, Colorado, and hopefully it's not like the last Rainbow Thrift in Monte Vista, but this will be my last stop of the day. I'm getting pretty hungry, getting kind of tired, and I need to settle in and get a little bit of rest. Hopefully we'll do better inside this store. Not seeing anything yet. So didn't spend too much time in there. I was looking around, and just like the last affiliate store in the neighboring town, the prices were extremely high and the merchandise, the inventory just wasn't that good. At this point, I've hit 7 thrift stores today. I hit 7 yesterday in Albuquerque, and I've drove a lot the last several days, but that's okay. That's just what you got to do for family, and I don't mind that. It's been a good past several days. Today, I definitely didn't do as good as I did in Albuquerque. I think all in all, I have 7 or 8 items I came up with. Only spent about $55. I did come up with some good stuff though, however, and I'm grateful for the stop in Del Norte, Colorado. It was really great. I may stop in there on the way home tomorrow. Not going to do a haul at the end just because I didn't come up with a whole lot of stuff, but now you are seeing how it is. I could have one really great day in one city and then go to another state and another several small towns and just strike out. So always stay positive, always be on your A game, always be there early if you can, that helps, and always be staking out new locations. I will go ahead and let this video just be because I'm hungry and I'm ready to go settle in for the afternoon and evening. But thank you for watching. Please hit like or subscribe. I'm grateful for you tuning in.